Father Jonathan Meyer. I went and saw the movie Soul on Fire, and I loved it. This is 2 thumbs up, 4 stars. So good. This movie tells the story of John Olirri, who, thanks be to God, has become such a powerful motivational speaker across the whole entire world. And he is a little boy who, when he didn't know what he was doing, he saw some boys playing with fire, and then he went home and imitated it. I just want to make it really clear, no one should ever play with matches, and no one should ever play with gasoline, and no one should ever mess around with fire. But this little boy, John Olirri, didn't completely comprehend that. And he burnt his entire house down, and he also had himself consumed. 100% of his body was burnt by the fire. And he was saved by his siblings who put the fire out on his body, but then he spent 5 months in the hospital overcoming these horrible, horrible effects of smoke inhalation and then also the burns in his body. But anyways, the movie is so well done. And this is what I loved about the movie. Number one, it didn't push aside the fact that this young kid suffered terribly. It was very honest and brutal about that. But I think it did it in a pretty appropriate way. This movie shows the power of family and the role that his siblings played in saving his own life, but then the role that they continued to play in the future. It showed amazing parents who weren't just concerned about their child being out of danger or wanting their child to be safe from that point on. These parents realized that their son needed to continually be pushed and challenged to overcome the hurdles of his own life. Like, I was like blown away by the parenting. I was very moved by, there's a man in the film who's a very, very famous, he's the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals. And I was very, very moved that a man unrelated to this boy stepped into this boy's life and became the voice of encouragement that he needed. And that could be you, that could be any one of us can be the voice of encouragement and strength and conviction that someone else needs. And I found that to be so powerful. I also was very, very moved by the romantic relationship that takes place in the film. There's nothing inappropriate, and in fact, it's very obvious that the two of them on their wedding night had made the choice to remain chaste until their wedding night. And I think it's really, really powerful to see that in 2025, a movie that actually exhorts chastity and virginity for the sake of marriage. I think that was a beautiful, beautiful aspect of this. I also think that the movie's a lot of fun. There's so many, like, you're literally laughing out loud. And then also just inspirational. Like, would I have responded the same way if this had happened to me? If this had happened to my kid? If this happened to my family? Like, what would I have done? Like, powerful. And in conclusion, I'm a child and a product of the 80s and 90s. The film was also fun because as I'm watching this movie, which it's clear like it doesn't seem like it's that far away, something taking place in the 80s and the 90s. But when the mom is sitting next to her son's bed, she's paging through like a magazine. What moms have subscription to magazines anymore? When John Olirri burns his house down and he himself is on fire, his brother runs back into the house. Don't do that, by the way. Runs back into the house to call 911. But why is that? Oh yeah, there's no cell phones. The little boy is driving his bike around St. Louis with a radio that he's tied to his bike. I used to do this. I used to tie a battery radio or a tape cassette player to my bike and ride around my subdivision. Like, anyways, there are a lot of just like cool references when he's in college and like partying and hanging with his friends. They're like playing cool music and they're actually dancing and like so. There's a lot of great like 80s and 90s references that are just like, gosh, it was such a great time to live. Like such a great time to live. So anyways, for those of you who love the 80s and 90s, you'll also love it because it's just subtly awesome. So anyways, Soul on Fire, go see it, be impressed, be amazed, and live your life to the full.